Hey, just before we jump into the video, just wanted to say if you're already a subscriber, thanks a lot for the support. It means so much to me. If you are new around here and you haven't seen much, or you've maybe watched one or two videos, please drop a wee hit on the subscribe button. It means so much to me. There's plenty of playlists, plenty of content here for you no matter where you are on your Football Index journey. I'm sure you'll find something very useful for you. And let's get stuck into it. Hey guys, so welcome to the Premier League preview. This will be the second little episode we'll be doing on this, and the name of the video is going to be something to the effect of the rest of the top 10. Okay, now between Wolves, I'm just going to start the video off by saying this: Wolves, Everton, Leicester and West Ham, I think all four of them are still going to be in the top 10 this time next year. Okay, I don't see Watford, Palace, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Southampton, Burnley, and these, I don't see any of them breaking into the top 10. I think the top 10 from last season will remain in this season. Okay, so let's just dive into it. Okay, so Wolves, currently as we speak, playing Europa League football, or did they just finish? No. They will be playing right this second. The game's no far finished. 4-0 win. Congratulations, Wolves fans. In terms of transfers, I'm going to scoot through this just to refresh my memory. A few Portuguese boys came in under the radar. Cutrone was the big signing, I remember, in terms of strikers. Vaeo in from Real Madrid. They just signed Dyson. But otherwise, then Donker made permanent. Raul Jimenez made permanent. And Goretzka. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, very quiet in a lot of respects. I think the main thing was turning, like when they got promoted, turning those loans permanent, keep the squad stable, and then strengthen when and where they could with what they could, sort of thing. Jesus, I'm sure there was a deal they're running close to the wire today. Is it Lamina, I think? And they have a deal in principle with Frank Kessie. So when all the paperwork goes through, there may be an additional midfielder getting dropped into this, but as it stands now, this is what we have. So Rui Patricio will be in goals, of course. At the back, I expect Nuno Espirito Santo to be continuing with the 3-4-3 kind of shape, maybe 3-5-2. But basically the back three will be Connor Cody, Willie Bolly, I'm sure, is the back three, and then Vieiro might be coming in as well. Roman Saiz, I'm sure, left, or is that's a different Saiz, the one that played for Leeds is the one I'm thinking of. Johnny coming in at left back still, Matt Doherty, and there's Ruben Vinagre gets a good right up at, and Ryan Bennett. So I don't see the defence really changing very much. I'm not totally up in the PB scores these guys get, but I know Matt Doherty is very well thought of, and when he leaves Wolves, will be for a top team. Ruben Vinagre, as I say, could be a breakout this year because he has a good rep. In terms of midfield, Adama Traore, Ruben Neves, Jean Moutinho, Morgan Gibbs-White, Leo Dendoncker are going to be the mainstays in that midfield who will be playing the most and featuring. Morgan Gibbs-White is the one I see really pulling away this year and really making a big name for himself on the index. He did great in the youth tournaments when Wolves were in the Championship, and he had a decent debut season in the Premier League, and I expect him to continue to grow and to become better as time goes on. Up front, Cutrone, Jimenez, Jota. Between the three of them, they'll have two good strikers always fit and ready to fire, I'd imagine, failing, terrible injury crises or anything like this. But in terms of, midfield, Moutinho and Neves have got to be the div magnets in the team. I don't see Dendoncker getting much more love with the way the split has changed. We expect him to be a bit more defensive, but guys that will pass and assist, key passing, that type of thing, Neves and Moutinho, especially Neves, loves to shoot from distance and that kind of thing. And Cutrone did really well for AC Milan. I'm quite surprised they let him go. Might have been a bit of pressure from the agent, the player, just saying, listen, you're not in Europe, let me out of here. And fair enough. And Jota and Jimenez have had a great partnership last season, and Jota's been there since the Championship. So the struggle with Wolves will be the Europa League burden, as most people in England think of it. But Santo has been a big cup manager. I'm pretty sure he won the cup with Valencia. I know he got to a cup final in Portugal. He didn't quite win it, obviously. And I expect him. Continental managers normally embrace the Europa League and treat it with a bit more respect, and thus their teams are better prepared to tackle it and tackle the season. I expect him to do very well this year, and if they're on the top 10, I will be shocked. Leicester have probably had, again, an amazing window. I don't know if I want to say the best out of this little group, because Everton and Everton and West Ham have done very well this window, but Leicester, selling Harry Maguire for the money they did is great for the bank balance, but confirming Tielemans, getting in Jose Perez, signing Justin James, who's highly thought of from the Championship, and I'm pretty sure there was another one that was kind of like that. No, maybe there wasn't. There was Justin James that maybe went to Bournemouth, actually, the other guy I'm thinking of, his name escapes me as we speak. But very solid, very Rodgersy. They didn't go abroad. I've said it every time I spoke about Leicester, but I think their pre-season's been tremendous. Even though they've not made lots of signings, they've kept their pre-season at home. They've had like double fixtures, so they maybe have 2 friendlies on one night, maybe against Exeter and then Rotherham or something, and they send 2 sets of 11s out to go and compete in them. So everyone's getting minutes, everyone's getting a great pre-season. They're not fucking about in jets in Singapore and Hong Kong and all these places. But yeah, goalkeeper is going to be Kasper Schmeichel. Danny Ward came in for a lot of money from Liverpool after a great loan spell at Aberdeen. It must be said, the guy is definitely well thought of. Bayern Munich, I've got no idea who they're playing, but they're winning 17-0 in the 67th minute. I think the referee should just blow the whistle at this point. Anywho, but Danny Ward's a good debutant. Should Kasper Schmeichel leave for the continent? I don't think it's likely to happen, but it's certainly not impossible at this point. Now at the back, this is it. So Harry Maguire's left. The starting two, to most people that I'm hearing talk, I think it's going to be Wes Morgan and Johnny Evans. I don't see it that way at all. I see Kalgar Soyuncu and Benkovic are 100% playing more than Morgan, both of them. Morgan, don't get me wrong, he may start the first 2 or 3 games of the season maybe to get the ball rolling, but as the season ticks on, out of the 4 centre defenders I've just named, I see Wes Morgan making the least appearances, to be quite truthful with you. When Benkovic comes back from fitness, Rodgers has worked with him for a year. Rodgers wanted him at Celtic. Leicester outbid us because they thought they were losing Maguire after the World Cup. He's came to Celtic, and I can tell you right now, Benkovic is a solid, quality centre-half. The guy shoots from 40 yards quite often, so you'll probably see that in a Leicester shirt, and if one of them goes in, because they can score them, then you can see his stock rise. And I mean that figuratively and literally, of course. Kalgar Soyuncu went to Leicester last summer under speculation he would go to a bigger team than Leicester, in air quotes, Arsenal or something like that. But he's got a big rep and could step up, certainly. It's Turkish international, Bundesliga pedigree. At fullback, it's going to be Ricardo Pereira and Ben Chilwell. There's no doubt about that. And there's other guys floating about, making up the numbers. There's Mendy guys, he knew. Maybe knew. No, he was away on loan last year. Don't know much about him, but 27... He's not a youngster. Let's see what he does. But the Div Magnets is going to be Ricardo Pereira, Ben Chilwell, 100% in my eyes. And these guys in the centre of the pitch might do well at the odd game, but I think if anyone's going to be winning anything credible, it's going to be Chilwell and Pereira. Chilwell will run away in price because he's not going to stay at Leicester for much longer. He will be in the England team. He will get media. As long as he doesn't get injured, he will be in for a good season, no doubt. The midfield, very congested. Andy King is left, according to something I've just seen in that transfer thing, so I don't know why he's still there. They've still got Adrian Silva. I think they're expecting him to leave, but the midfield is probably, most weeks, going to look something like Ndidi next to Tielemans, and then in front of them, Maddison, Harvey Barnes, and then probably Damari Gray, maybe Rashid Gazelle. That's the most likely kind of lineup there. Is there anyone up here? Jose Perez is probably going to come into that equation as well. So very attacking, very fast, and Justin James, I could have sworn he was a fullback, but he's listed here as a midfielder. But in terms of divs, for me, I'm biased, okay, but Maddison, 100% is the guy you want if money's no object. Tielemans as well, 100% is a close second. And then in terms of thirds, Damari Gray and Harvey Barnes are not bad people to be having as they push towards getting an England spot and just performing well under somebody like Rodgers. They'll get lots of time to shine. Jamie Vardy is going to be the main guy, and then depending on where Perez plays, he might be the backup. It might be Kelechi Iheanacho. Iheanacho might still leave in this window because Rodgers didn't give him much minutes last season. But Leicester, very stable, very strong. West Ham, Mauricio Pellegrini has a soft spot in my heart. I'm a Man City fan as well, and I love the guy, to be honest with you, and I think he did a good job last year at West Ham, and I think the transfers they've made have been very, very good. Took a while to load there, so I paused it till we got the team up, but here we go. So in terms of ins, very, very busy. The boy Ajeti from Basel got a lot of retweets and stuff like that in the Football Index community. Oxford's away. Pedro Aubameyang's away home to Italy, which is cool. They've brought in Seb Haller. They've let go of Sam Byram. Arnautovic is finally away to China. Pablo Fornals has came in. Roberto Jimenez, I'm not too sure much. I don't know much about him, to be quite honest with you. And otherwise, that's it. Very big names, very big transfers overall. And the squad is looking tight. So in goals, it's going to be Lucas Fabianski, who I think is going to benefit from the goalkeeper change. Whether he wins any dividends or not is another matter, of course. But at the back, Zabaleta is not going to play much this year. Cresswell, if he stays fit, is a good left back. Artur Masuaku did well last year, and I think he will continue to play. With the link to Manchester United, I think we'd all be surprised if Issa Diop didn't start alongside either Winston Reid, Angelo Ogbonna, or Fabian Balbuena. Balbuena, I understand, got better as the season got on. But West Ham are not going to be about defending under Pellegrini, I can tell you that right now. So if you're buying defenders for dividends, the only things you want to be looking at is IPDs or potential transfers like Issa Diop, maybe moving to Man U in January or something like that. Midfield, here we go. Here's the talent. Felipe Anderson, Mikel Antonio, Pablo Fornals, Ryan Fredericks as a fullback, Manuel Lanzini, Marco Noble, Declan Rice, the destroyer Carlos Sanchez, Robert Snodgrass, the big Snoddy himself, Jack Wilshere back, and his ready forwards, Yarmolenko. So there's plenty of attacking flair, plenty of talent. I think every game possible they can play, it's going to be Noble and Rice side by side with any of these three in front of them. Or maybe even if they're playing against, air quotes, weaker position, it might just be Declan Rice in front of the back four and have 3 or 4 of these players in front of them as well. Up front is 100% going to be Seb Haller. Ajeti's probably going to be the backup, and Chicharito is probably not got much longer at West Ham. But such a strong attacking team, and I think that, you know, there'll be a mini Liverpool. They'll win 5-4 most games, you know, or something stupid. I think Pellegrini's got a great squad there, and the way he's going to get them playing. Don't expect clean sheets, expect goals, expect them to attack teams, okay? And that is the rest of the top 10 guys. Now, if you look at the top 6 video we just done, to be honest with you, I would not be surprised if 1 or 2 of these... Oh, do you know what? I didn't do Everton. I thought the video was a bit short. Sorry guys, pause, rewind, right? Everton, right? Let's have a look at Everton. Sidibe's come in, bit of a shock that they got that over the line. I'll talk about it in a second. McCarthy out, Moise Kean, Jean-Philippe Gabamine in, Ademola Lookman and Idrissa Gueye are out. Fabian Delphis came in, of course, as well, and I think that's all the worthwhile. John Joe Kenny's left. Andre Gomez has been signed off as a permanent. But the Everton squad, guys, has got weirdly, and they're trying to get Alex Iwobi over the line last minute now, but it's became weirdly amazing in the last week or so, with getting in Sidibe and Moise Kean. And goals is going to be Pickford. The PB change will probably benefit him. With him being English, you'll probably get good capital on him when he gets clean sheets, but other than that, I wouldn't hold your breath. Coleman is going to be the first choice right back. There's no if, buts or maybes about that. Sidibe, actually, in saying that, Sidibe and Coleman are both injury prone, so maybe that's... Because the thing about Sidibe, right, is when Monaco had that great season and Mendy went to Liverpool, went to Man City, Sidibe was just as deadly on that right hand side, and the fact it took him a bit longer to move I find surprising. And then the fact he's went to Everton and not like a provincial European team from Monaco, maybe like an Inter Milan, an AC Milan, you know, a team like that, Sevilla, Atletico Madrid, Valencia, I find it a bit weird he's went to Everton. But that's quite an odd one actually, because Coleman, I think a lot of Everton fans would tell you, is when he's fit he's amazing. Maybe his question marks over his fitness. But again, Djibril Sidibe had a long time out injured last season, so as I actually put the magnifying glass on that as I speak to you, that is a bit odd. Left back, first choice is going to be Lucas Digne, I think, just on the performances he had last season. Leighton Baines getting older, getting more injury prone. At full back in the Premier League you need legs. I wouldn't be surprised if the other way around, but I'm just calling this as I see it, as it's sitting in front of me. Centre half is going to be Yerry Mina and Michael Keane. Fighting alongside that with him probably going to be Mason Holgate. And I don't see any other centre backs really jumping out at me here. Jean-Philippe Gabamine is going to be a centre defensive midfielder. He's probably going to play quite a lot, along with Fabian Delph, should he be fit. Morgan Schneiderling's on his way out. Otherwise, we're looking at Tom Davies, Bernard and Andre Gomez as the ball-playing midfielders in terms of dividends. Gabamine, I don't see him winning you dividends, to be honest with you. Delph, probably the same. It's going to be Bernard or Andre Gomez out of that little list there. Gylfi Sigurdsson, of course, is the obvious one, but outside of that. And then up front, we've got, if they get Iwobi over the line, they've now got a potential front three of Richarlison, Keane, or Kane, whatever, and Iwobi and or Omar Niasse, Theo Walcott. Omar Niasse is probably going to leave, I think. But that is Dominic Calvert-Lewin, obviously. But having Keane and Richarlison as part of any front three is going to be very, very dangerous. Okay, now I want to say this on the record: Juventus are not mugs. Okay, if they have let this, I find something very fishy about this. Right, if they have let a 19-year-old air quote wonder kid leave to go to Everton for £27 million, not euros, pounds, with no what we call a snatchback, a buyback clause, that rings alarm bells to me. Now, I'm not saying he won't play well for Everton, but if he got a mysterious injury or became a Balotelli or something went wrong with this as the season progresses, I will be referencing this video and retweeting it out again whenever it happens. It would not surprise me. I don't know why, but Juventus are just... They're the bosses of transfers, and I don't know why they'd let a 19-year-old wonder kid go for £27 million to Everton. I know he's came out and said he knocked back Man United or whatever, but something just feels very fishy about it. But that Everton team with no European football this year could be dangerous. So the rest of that top six, guys, I could see them sneaking in to that top six and really pushing them close throughout the season. To be honest with you, I don't think Man United are in great shape. I don't really think Chelsea and Man United are leaps and bounds ahead of these teams we've just spoke about. And same with Tottenham if they get overstretched with Champions League and injuries and whatever. I don't think this clutch of four clubs are really that far away from some of these teams. You know, the top two is going to be the same. Arsenal, in my opinion, are the strongest outside of the top two now on paper. Just because of, I'm biased with Tierney, right? But that front three is frightening, you know. And if the defence even gets like 10% better, and you know, they've now got Pepe up front, I can only see them getting better. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.